Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangulanghaite giring Jatkripa tamaham bande Sri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for the evening program. Today is very auspicious day also for our ISKCON Cultural Center. And today is also auspicious day. Why? Because for devotees, everything, every day is auspicious. So topic today is the ideal family life. Very difficult to become ideal in Kali Yuga. Still, we should know the principles of ideal life. Prabhupada said in one of his conversation, I think, he said to become good brahmachari is difficult. To become good grihastha is impossible. So in Kali Yuga things are difficult. Still, we should try, because without our effort, we cannot expect or we cannot attract the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I was thinking that Narad Muni has spoken elaborately about ideal family life in Srimad Bhagavatam, but I will summarize that in a form of acronym, family, so that we can remember and try to apply and get the results of these principles. Family, F-A-M-I-L-Y. F, focus on goal of life. A, accept responsibility. M, maintain relationships. I, immerse in hearing. L, leave bad association. Y, yearn for sadhu sanga. So these are the principles of family life, which are spoken by Narad Muni also, but it will be easy for us to remember. So first is focus on goal of life. If we don't have any goal, then life is meaningless. So it is also said, if you don't have a mission to die for, then you have no meaning to live for. So what is the goal of life? Narad Muni explains, the goal of family life is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. That is the purpose of family life. That is not only the purpose of family life, this is the purpose of all human beings. That is the purpose. So when you enter into Grihastha ashram, that should be the goal. And what is the symptom by which you can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? By attaining love of Godhead. By how to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? By attaining love of Godhead. So when you have love for Krishna, naturally we will do activities to please Krishna, because that is the symptom of love. So ultimately, goal of life is to attain love of Godhead. And our focus should be on the goal. Most of the people in this world do not have goals. And what is their goal? Solve problems. Because there are varieties of problems available in our life. So we think solving problems is the goal of life. And people are paid very high for solving problems also. So why there is no goal? Because that is a symptom of Kali Yuga, because we are not trained in that way to understand the goal of life. Right? So problem solving solving becomes the goal of life, and our life is focused on that. And even we have goals, what happens? Our focus is on the problems. And problems distract us from goal. So Arjuna was the ideal student of Dronacharya. Dronacharya was testing different students. So in the tree there is a bird hanging. And Dronacharya was asking question. What you are seeing? Different students are giving different answers. They are telling, I am seeing the tree, I am seeing the leaves, I am seeing the fruit, I am seeing the sky, I am seeing the bird. Different students were giving different answers. At the end, turn of Arjuna came. And Dronacharya asked, Arjuna, what are you seeing? He said, Gurudev, I cannot see anything. I can only see the eye of the bird. That is called focus. Very difficult to have that kind of focus. And that focus will come through practice. One day Arjuna was eating and somehow light went off. Still was able to eat. There's another story also. And he started thinking that I am eating it in darkness also. So he started thinking, if I can eat in dark, so I can also practice in dark. From that day, he decided to learn during the day and practice during the night. And he gave up sleeping. And he became Gurakesh. So focus is very, very important. Prabhupada also was very focused. He was focused on writing books. And he started thinking that I am very busy during the day. So when I will get time to write books? She also gave up sleeping. And also he declared, pure devotee never sleeps. By hearing that, we fall asleep. So very difficult for us to understand. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had a big family, 10 children. And he used to sleep at 7:30 in the evening and he used to get up 10 o'clock in the evening only. From 10 to 4, he used to write books. If you see his schedule, you feel what is going on. He was a grihastha, he was a government officer, he was a magistrate. Very busy. But in spite of his busy schedule, he was maintaining a high-class spiritual life. We say, oh, we have a family, we have children, but I don't think nowadays 10 children, forget about it. More than 2 is not available nowadays. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 10 children. Even after that, he was highly Krishna conscious. So, goal should be how to please Krishna. When that goal is the focus, then all these problems will be easily handled. We should not focus on problems. We should focus on goals and handle problems to achieve that goal or those goals. So Arjuna had 2 goals, to become the greatest archer and also to become a pure devotee. One material goal, one spiritual goal. So goal is very, very important. So Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us our goal should be to please Krishna. Narad Muni also speaks the same thing in Srimad Bhagavatam. The purpose of family life is to please Vasudeva. That is the first principle, focus on goals. Then second is accept responsibility. Human life is life of responsibility. And family life is also a great responsibility. Today we are discussing one aspect of responsibilities, that is earning money. Big responsibility. Grihasthas are expected to earn money, and with that money he should propagate Krishna consciousness and maintain all three other ashrams, including his own family. That is a responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. And also, the responsibility of a Grihastha is to produce Krishna conscious children. That is the biggest responsibility. Prabhupada, in one of his lectures in London, he told that my Grihastha disciples should become Paramhamsas. That was his expectations. And he said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, being a Grihastha, he produced a child, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who was the Acharya. And he also expected that my disciple also should produce that kind of child who will be the Acharya. Biggest responsibility. If we cannot make our children Krishna conscious, then there is no need for Grihastha life. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say, if I am confident that I can make my child Krishna conscious, then I am ready to produce 100 children. But because I am not that confident, that's why I am not entering into Grihastha ashram. It's a great responsibility. Just like Guru, his responsibility is to deliver the disciples from the clutches of Maya. Great responsibility. In the same way, the parents are also very responsible for this service. We cannot be, oh, I have produced child, no problem, let him or her grow the way he or she wants, I am okay. Then this is not a sign of responsibility. So accepting responsibility is very, very important. But in Kali Yuga, people don't talk about responsibility, people talk about facilities, privilege and rights. I have this right. And because of right, there is fight. Right leads to fight. Everyone is right. Right? My opinion is the only opinion. My way is the highway, not highway, expressway. Unless you accept my opinion, get lost. Right? That's why relationship is broken very easily. We enter into relationship also, that will talk in the another principle. But responsibility is very, very important. And also another responsibility, marriage is for life. Another responsibility. Big austerity. Staying together for whole life. In the modern era, is very, very difficult. But in Vedic system, that was normal. There was no concept. In our childhood also we used to hear, divorce happens in Hindi movies. Right? That was the thing. But nowadays, divorce doesn't, and also happens in the Western country. In India, divorce never happens. But nowadays is a common feature. Why? Because the influence of Kali is so powerful. So we are not able to take the responsibility of that relationship. So accepting responsibility is very, very important. So what are the responsibilities we discuss now? First is, what is the first responsibility? Earning money and maintain different aspects of the society with that money. And maintaining also wonderfully his own family members. First responsibility we discussed. Second was produce Krishna conscious child, not only Krishna conscious child. Prabhupada expected Grihastha should be Paramhamsa and they should produce Acharya. There will be thousands of Acharyas, millions of Acharya Prabhupada expected. Where from these Acharyas will come? The Krishna conscious household Paramhamsas should produce those Acharyas. This is the responsibility. And third one, stay together. Stay together for whole life. Don't break the relationship. That is also big responsibility. So then after responsibility, what was the third principle I told? Aim. Maintain relationships. Life is all about relationship. So there are two aspects, talent and attitude. So talent gives us so-called success in the form of achievements. Those who are talented, they achieve so many things wonderful in their lives. And attitude helps one to build wonderful relationships. But if we have only talent and not proper attitude, then there will not be any good relationships. And achievements without relationship will be the life of frustrations. And that exactly is happening in the modern society. We have achieved so much. So many things we have achieved. But we don't have relationship. So in Vedic system, if someone does not have proper attitude, they are not given knowledge. If someone has knowledge or power without proper character, that will not be properly used. If power is in the wrong hand, it is very, very dangerous. Knowledge, power, position should be utilized for the welfare of others. That is a Vedic system. But in modern society, the position, power, knowledge are utilized to harm others. Why? Because there is no character, there is no proper attitude. And what is the best attitude? Service attitude. Service attitude is the best attitude. So it is said, attitude, not the aptitude, that determines the altitude of our devotional progress. Aptitude is needed. Talents are also highly welcome, but without proper attitude, is not beneficial. Rather, it is unfavorable. So therefore, cultivating proper attitude is very, very important. Service attitude is the best attitude. Why? What is the meaning of service attitude? Service attitude means we serve for the pleasure of the master. And that is our constitutional position. Jiver Sarupay Krishna Nityadas. And that is the symptom of humility also. What is the meaning of humility? Serving for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada gives example of two humble devotees, Arjuna and Hanuman. Very humble. But externally, people will think they are humble. They are not humble externally. Why they are humble devotees? Hanuman fought the battle and he was the main hero of that battle. But same Hanuman was given the position of a flag in Kurukshetra war. Right? But Hanuman never complained. Hanuman never complained. Oh, in Treta Yuga I did so much, and in Dapur Yuga I am getting this kind of reward. From actor I became spectator. He never complained like that. And he never told, oh, you have to speak Bhagavad Gita to inspire or motivate Arjuna to fight. But you did not have to motivate. I was already motivated and fought the battle. So he was not having this kind of arguments and complaints. Why? Because Hanuman is not interested to become a hero, and Hanuman is also not interested to become a zero. What is purpose of life? To please Krishna. That is called service attitude. That's why Hanuman is glorious. Hanuman is so dear to Lord Ram. How much? So I'll tell a small story to explain the position of Hanuman. So Lord Ramchandra made a book where the names of all devotees. Today is the day of naming devotees, no? In our celebration. So he mentioned all the names of devotees. Those who are always thinking of Ram. So Hanuman got the news about that book, like Vyasa Puja book. So he went to check the names. So he saw all the names, wonderful devotees' names. He was very happy. From first page to last page, he saw all the names. But somehow, his name was not there in that book. So he was little, I cannot say upset, but he was thinking, oh, means I have not done any service to Lord Ram. So he was thinking like that and thinking himself that he is so unqualified and feeling also bad. So Lord Ram understood Hanuman's mood, and Hanuman was there in front of Lord Ram. Ram asked, why you are so sad? He said, no, it's okay, it's okay. No, you are not okay. Something happened. Yes. So in that book, devotees' names are there, but my name is not there. So I was feeling a little disturbed. I said, okay. So which book you saw? He said, only one book I know. So no, that was the part 1. Part 1, I mentioned those devotees' names, those who are thinking of me. And part 2, I mentioned those devotees' names of whom I am thinking of themselves. I am thinking of them. So please check that book. So you want to check that book. So first page to last page, only one name. That is Hanuman. So that is the position of Hanuman. Why? Because he is not interested to become hero or zero. The whole purpose of his life is to please the Supreme Personality of God. That is the real attitude. So attitude helps us to build relationship. So humility, tolerance, not expecting respect, giving respects. These are the 4 important principles given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for chanting of the holy name. But these principles are also very, very wonderful principles to keep good relationships. And one has to be humble, at least. In order to have relationship, one has to take the humble position. So I was giving a whole lecture on this, and one Mataji asked me a question at the end of the lecture, who should take the humble position, wife or husband? I said, who is more qualified? Who is more qualified? He or she should take that position. Because humility is the great qualification. So she was very happy with that. I said, if you have difficulty, have partnership. Means maybe some months you remain humble, and other months your husband should remain humble. But point to be noted is that unless someone takes that position, it's very difficult to keep relationships. So another principle of good relationship is that opinion is not so important. Person is important. But nowadays, opinion is more important than the person. That is a problem. So when someone becomes humble and says sorry, does not mean he is wrong. By saying sorry, he is conveying that that person is more important than his or her opinion. To remember this, we tell a small joke. Before marriage, the boy speaks and the girl hears and thinking my turn also will come. And after marriage, wife speaks and husband hears. After a few years, both of them speak. Neighbors hear. And after a few more years, both of them speak. Judge in the court hears. That is the position of relationship in modern society. Staying together for whole life. Western world cannot think that this is practical. It's way beyond their expectations. that how they can remain together. And why we cannot remain together? Because we have high level of expectation from others, other partner. So I say that every boy is thinking that my wife will be with all divine qualities. And he has a list also, checklist. Like qualities of Sita Devi. But he forgets that he is not Ram. He is Ravana. But expectations are very high. Other side is also true. The girl also thinks my husband will be having all divine qualities like Lord Ram. But she forgets. She is not Mother Sita. She is Surpanakha. But expectations are very high. Expectation leads to frustration. Pingala prostitute declares, why we are frustrated in our life? Because we have high level of expectations. And how we can be happy? When we don't have expectations. Because expectations are not within our control. How he or she will behave with me is not within my control. But how I will behave, that is within my control. That's why in Vedic society, they don't talk about right. They talk about duty. And I say, duty is the real beauty. When someone is dutiful, then he will look very beautiful. He or she both. It is nothing external. Modern society is too much into external beauty. But external beauty will not remain so much attractive. It remains before marriage, after marriage for some years, after that doesn't work. So how we can remain united? When we appreciate the inner beauty. So therefore we have to have inner beauty. And that is the teachings of Shastra. So in order to have wonderful relationship, we have to cultivate these qualities: humility, tolerance, not expecting respect, ready to give respect. Tolerating each other is the art of relationship. Prabhupada says, if two human beings are together, there will be always sound. What to talk about human beings? Even two utensils are together, that make sound. So two living beings will be together. What does that mean? There will be sound. In Vedic system also, husband and wife is always have arguments. If husband and wife, they don't have argument, they are not husband-wife. And if they don't have, means something is wrong. हिंदी में बोलते हैं दाल में कुछ काला है. वो तो होता रहेगा. But the culture is that remains within the four walls of the house. That is the culture. Right? Sound after sound, some water, then things become normal. Right? But in Kali Yuga, it goes on expanding. So how we can reduce the impact of that sound of fight? By vibrating the transcendental sound in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When this transcendental sound vibration will be vibrated in a family, then this sound of quarrel and fight will gradually diminish and disappear from that family. That is the way to perfect our family life. So what was the principle we learned now? Maintain relationships. Then after that, I immerse in hearing. So Narad Muni says that goal of life is to satisfy Vasudeva. That is the first principle. Narad Muni also speaks that the purpose of family life is to please Krishna. But where from we will know that? By hearing from sadhus. So hearing is very, very important. So hearing is the beginning of our spiritual journey. And hearing also very, very important to have good relationship. Why we break relationship also? Because we don't like to hear. We always talk. So that's why Krishna has given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Mouth is made in such a way it should be closed. Right? And ears are made in such a way, not should be open, it's open. But although it is open, in Kali Yuga it is closed. And mouth is always open. And after mobile phone came into our life, always, unlimited talk time. We buy also to talk. Buy schemes. Keep on talking. And Sukadev Goswami is telling in material world, there are numerous, unlimited varieties of topics. Satabadini rajangdang ninam santi sahasrasa apaschatam atpatattam griheshu grihomedhinam. Hearing is always going on. But when we talk about immerse in hearing, means hear about Krishna. Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan, that should be heard, not mundane subject matters. Gramma Katha, we should not hear Gramma Katha. We should not hear Prajalpa. We should hear Krishna Katha. That is the duty of a Grihastha. And we should hear regularly. Regularly means what? That day I established at least daily. Daily, how many hours that can be discussed or how many minutes that can be discussed, but at least we accept that regular means daily, not yearly, not week, not monthly, not bi-monthly, not on Ekadasi days, not on Sundays. We should have hearing every day. And Prabhupada introduced a system of hearing at least 2 hours. Those who stay in the temple, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. Morning Srimad Bhagavatam, evening Bhagavad Gita. That was the system Prabhupada established for all the members of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. But now as time goes by, things get diluted. So things are getting diluted and we are not hearing. But principle remains same. Hearing Krishna Katha is universal principle. It is the eternal principle. So who can be free from the bondage of family life? Who hears regularly. Hearing Krishna Katha is very, very important. And we have to hear attentively. We have to hear regularly. And at the end, we have to hear continuously. Prabhupada gives the example, who hears continuously, he will achieve perfection in his spiritual journey. And there is no confusion about the meaning of continuous, right? 24. What is the meaning of continuous? 24 hours a day. That is the meaning of continuous hearing. And Prabhupada also writes in the purport, a pure devotee is engaged in hearing Krishna Katha and chanting the holy name 24 hours a day. But that is the stage of perfection. We cannot imitate that. But at least we should stick to the principle of daily hearing. And we have to hear from realized souls. Then more impact will be there. Why? Because the realized soul speaks from his heart, not from his brain. And those who have no realization, they only give information. But information cannot change our life. But realization will change our life. Realized soul does not give information. Realized soul offers transformation in our life. So there are 3 levels of knowledge: acquired knowledge, realized knowledge, and revealed knowledge. Acquired knowledge means by reading, by hearing, we get information. That is called acquired knowledge. And when we practice that knowledge in our life, apply that knowledge in our life, then we get realizations. And Prabhupada encouraged his disciple to speak from their realizations. We have to realize, then it will have impact in others' life. That message of Godhead will transform others' lives. Information cannot transform others' life. That's why we need Guru. Getting information is very easy. Google search, any information you will get. Right or wrong? But information is not enough. Information is needed, but transformation should be the goal of our life. And transformation will take place when we hear from realized souls. Then, when realization becomes complete, that becomes revealed knowledge. Revelation. Revelation means he can see the spiritual world. That is called revelation. So Valmiki Muni saw the pastime that took place before, and that was happening during Ramchandra's time, and also he could see what's going to happen in the future. And based on that, he composed Ramayana. That is revealed knowledge. Vasudev saw and composed Srimad Bhagavatam. That is revealed knowledge. Brahma saw the spiritual world, composed Brahma Sangita, revealed knowledge. Prabhupada wrote Bhaktivedanta purports. He said, I never wrote, Krishna wrote. That is revealed knowledge. So these are the examples of revelation. So revelation is a perfection. But at least we should have some sort of realization, and we should hear from realized soul, not from intellectual people. Intellect will give only information. Realization will give us transformation. So therefore we have to hear, but we have to hear from realized souls. That is the duty, and we should immerse in hearing. And when we are immersed means absorption. Absorption leads to perfection. So here in South India, in Srirangam, when Mahaprabhu visited Srirangam, one Brahmana used to read Bhagavad Gita every day, 18 chapters. That is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he was experiencing the symptoms of love of Godhead. But he was not chanting the slokas properly, because he was not that learned from material point of view. But Mahaprabhu could understand that he is a pure devotee of the Lord. Then Mahaprabhu asked, what kind of meaning you are deriving? He said, I don't know the meaning. I am just simply reading because my Guru told me. Sabdartho nahi jani, Suddha Asuddha Gita Puri Guru Agga mani. So I am reciting this Bhagavad Gita to please Guru. And it is explained, Abhishto hoiya Gita pore anandita mane. Very interesting words. Abhishto hoiya. Abhishto hoiya means he was completely absorbed, immersed. Abhishto hoiya Gita pore anandita mane. Anandita mane means in great joy and bliss. So we can experience the joy of Krishna consciousness. We can experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness when we are absorbed, immersed. And dualities of this world will not disturb us. We will be always in bliss, because this world is the world of dualities. And we get very easily affected by the waves of this material world. If some happy moments come, we celebrate, and when some miserable condition come, we become morose. But a realized soul is not affected by that. Why? Because he knows both are temporary. When happiness comes, he knows this will also go away. And miseries come, he also knows this also will go away. So he is not affected by so-called happiness and miseries of this world. But when we are absorbed, then we can really practice this. We will be completely unaffected by the waves of this material world. Just like the fish or other animals inside the ocean is not affected by the waves of the ocean. Why? Because they are immersed. So when we are immersed in the ocean of Krishna Katha, then the waves of material world cannot disturb us, because we are far, far away from that material waves. So therefore, immersed in hearing is the important principle, to be unaffected by so many problems of family life. Then L, leave bad association. Somebody asked Mahaprabhu, what is the symptom of a Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu said, Asat Sanga Tyag, Ei Vaishnavachar, Stri Sangi Ek Asadhu, Krishna Bhaktar. The symptom of a Vaishnava is he gives up bad association. And what is bad association? Those who are attached to sex life and those who are not devotees of the Lord. These are the two types of Asat Sanga Mahaprabhu mentions. So therefore we have to be very, very careful. Then question will come. Mahaprabhu also told, Jare dekho, tare kaho, Krishna upadesh, Amar aggay guru hoiya taro idesh. So to preach means we will not preach to the sadhus. We will preach to the devotees. No. We preach to the people, those who are asat. So one thing is taking association, other thing is giving association. Preaching means giving association. And how much association you can give? Depending on our level of Krishna consciousness. Capacity. We should know our capacity. If we don't know our capacity, there will be accident. Right? If the car has the capacity to move in 100 kilometers per hour, if you go beyond that, what will happen? Accident. In the same way, if you have capacity to preach to a certain extent, and if we go beyond our capacity because of our enthusiasm, then there is a big chance of accident. And Prabhupada also clearly mentioned that. Once one devotee came to Prabhupada with a preaching idea. And what was the idea? He said that getting people in the Western world is very difficult, but one place is very, very easy to get people, that is Saturday night club. Many people come without any invitation, and we can preach whole night, and so many books can be distributed. Wonderful idea. So he asked Prabhupada, what do you think about this idea? Prabhupada said, it is a very good idea, but make sure you come back. So you have to understand our capacity. If you don't have capacity, what will happen? Accident will happen. So you give the example also, Kabaddi. Kabaddi game is not so common nowadays. So Kabaddi, there are two parties. One person from one party will go to the other side and say Kabaddi, Kabaddi, and touch and come back. He stays for a long time, he will be their party. So preaching means Kabaddi. Krishna party, Maya party. So Krishna party representative goes to Maya party, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Touch. Don't stay long. Otherwise, chanting will stop, something else will come on. So we'll join the Maya party. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful. So while you give association also, we have to be very, very careful. And it is said, when we charge our spiritual battery properly, then we can give Krishna consciousness properly. That's why it is said, first we have to practice. Vichar, achar, then prachar. We have to practice Krishna consciousness, and based on the knowledge we receive from Shastra. So vichar means understanding Shastra properly, and then practice those principles of Shastra in our life. Then when we practice, then we can preach properly. So morning program is like a wonderful program. And Prabhupada also given evening program. So it's a sandwich program. Morning, evening for our practice, whole day, preach Krishna consciousness. And what will happen? By the touch of our spiritual practice, by the potency of our spiritual practice, we will not be affected by Maya. Then we can give good association. First, we have to charge our spiritual battery properly in the form of hearing and chanting and attending all the morning programs. That is very, very important principle. So, leave bad associations. Association should be given up. We should not take bad association, but we should preach Krishna consciousness to give good association to others. But avoiding bad association is very, very important principle, because bad association takes away good association. Exactly happened to Kala Krishna Das. He was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South Indian tour, but he got attracted by Asat Sanga and he left Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ajamila, by one Asat Sanga, he left his whole Brahminical life and became a sinful person. So, bad association is very, very powerful, because that will take good association and will lead a sinful life because of that bad association. So carefully avoiding bad association is very, very important principle of family life. Then last one is yearn for sadhu sanga. Sadhu sanga sarva shastre koi, lavamatra sadhu sanga sarva siddhi hai. Moment's association can transform one's life. I'll tell a story. Mahaprabhu also told another story, Mrigari story, but I'll tell this story of Ambarish Maharaj. So Ambarish Maharaj, different Ambarish Maharaj, he was a very good devotee of the Lord, but his brother was not a devotee. And he was involved in all kinds of sinful activities. Whatever is available and whatever knowledge he had, he performed all these sinful activities wonderfully. So Ambarish Maharaj was very sad because his brother is not becoming a devotee. That is natural for a devotee. So he said, I cannot make him devotee. So he approached Narad Muni. Because Narad Muni is expert in transforming sinful person to a pure devotee. So Ambarish Maharaj approached Narad Muni, please help my brother. He said, okay, I'll help. So Narad Muni went to the house of Ambarish Maharaj's brother, and that man was sitting with all the facilities of enjoyment. Everything was there. So as soon as Narad Muni came, yes, please come, whatever you want is available. So Narad Muni felt very embarrassed by that, and he started talking about Krishna consciousness. When he started to talk Krishna consciousness, that man became very angry and wanted to beat Narad Muni. And Narad Muni left that place. And he came to Ambarish Maharaj. He said, how can I transform your brother's life? He is not ready to hear anything from me. Rather, he is threatening me to kill me. He said, no, you can try. Try one more time. He said, okay. So next day, he again went. By seeing Narad Muni, he was just about to hit him, kill him. So Narad Muni, he said, you are a sinful person, and after death you will go to the hellish planet. And when you meet Jamraj, ask a question. If a most sinful person unknowingly, unintentionally receives a moment association of a pure devotee, what will be the result of that association? Ask that question. So Narad Muni left. He continued his sinful life. After death, he was brought in front of Jamraj. So Jamraj said, what's your last desire? He said, I have a question. Oh. Jamraj was surprised. Generally, Bhagavatam class, after Bhagavatam class, people have question. But he has question in this court of sinful persons. He said, what's your question? Then he remembered Narad Muni's advice. This is also the effect of sadhu sanga. So he remembered and asked the same question. What was the question? Even a most sinful person unintentionally gets the association of a pure devotee for a moment. What is the result? So Jamraj was shocked to hear that question. He said, don't ask this question, ask something else. No. I want the answer of this question only. He said, I cannot answer this question. It's very difficult for me to answer this question. Let's go to Brahma. So, they went to Brahmaloka. Who went to Brahmaloka?
The sinful man,
Jamraj, and along with Jamraj, the brother of Ambarish Maharaj. Both of them landed in Brahmaloka. So Brahma was approached by Jamraj asking the same question. Brahma said, I cannot answer this question. It's too difficult for me to answer this question. Let's go to Lord Shiva. So from Brahmaloka, they went to Maheshloka. And they approached. Who approached now? Number is increasing. Who? Brother. First Brahma, then Jamraj, and along with them, brother of Ambarish Maharaj. They asked the same question. Lord Shiva said, I cannot answer. Let's go to Lord Vishnu. They went to Vaikuntha. So in Vaikuntha, who entered? Shiva, Brahma, Jamraj. And if you stay with the VIPs, you can also enter without the VIP pass. So that brother of Ambarish Maharaj also entered. And they asked the question. And Brahma, by seeing all of them, Vishnu was shocked. Everything is going okay, no? He said, everything is going okay, but we are in Dharma Sankat. We are not able to answer the question of that sinful person. And they repeated the question and asked for the answer. So Lord Vishnu said, even after coming here, you are not able to understand the answer of this question. What happens to that person? He comes to me, Vaikuntha. And whoever comes here never goes back. You can go back and perform your duties, and he will stay with me. That is the power of sadhu sanga. So, a moment association can change our life. That's why Srila Prabhupada has established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to provide that sadhu sanga all over the world. Anybody from any parts of the world can take association of the sadhus and transform his or her life. So ISKCON is a platform to provide that sadhu sanga. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, my father used to invite sadhus every day, regularly, daily, regularly. So we should also follow at least weekly or at least monthly. We should invite sadhus and hear from them. And after program, feed prasadam. Because feeding prasadam is very easy way to please the Vaishnavas. Raghunath Das Goswami, he pleased Nityananda Prabhu by feeding cheap rice and yogurt, chira dahi, and all the Vaishnavas are very happy. And because Vaishnavas are happy, Nityananda Prabhu was also very happy. So you have to serve the Vaishnavas. There is a system. Mahaprabhu has made the system. We cannot approach Mahaprabhu directly. We have to approach through Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is the embodiment of Guru Tattva. So you cannot approach the Lord directly. We have to approach through spiritual masters. But we cannot approach spiritual masters also directly. We have to approach through Vaishnavas. Ultimately, we have to serve the Vaishnavas. That is the secret of success. So sadhu sanga is the secret of success. Whatever we do in our life, sadhu sanga is the integral part. How we came to Krishna consciousness? Because of sadhus. How we can stay in Krishna consciousness? Because of sadhus. How we can advance in Krishna consciousness? Because of sadhus. How we can perfect our spiritual journey? Because of sadhus. How we can enter into the spiritual world and serve Krishna there? Sadhus. Because Krishna is also surrounded by devotees. Not only one, two devotees. Thousands and thousands and millions of devotees. So we should try to learn how to be in the association of devotees. That is the most important part. How many gopis dance with Krishna? You should not think, Madhurya Ras means you can have private access. No. So, how many gopis dance with Krishna? 3 billion gopis in this material world. Maharas Leela, 3 billion gopis. 300 crores gopis dance with Krishna. How many caps were there with Krishna while he was herding?
900,000.
No, that is 9 lakhs for Nanda Maharaj. That is Asankhya. Asankhya means our acharyas are explaining 1 followed by 17 zeros. Something like that. So many. So cowherd boys, unlimited. Wherever you go, people. So that's why we should not be in isolation. Nirjan bhajan doesn't work. You have to practice how to stay in the association of devotees. That is the greatest austerity. In Kali Yuga, we don't have to go to the forest. Why? I forgot to mention that. The house becomes a spiritual place when Krishna is the center. That's what expected. Bhavan. House becomes Bhavan. What is the meaning of Bhavan? Bhavan means Bhagavan. The house where Bhagavan is in the center. That is called Bhavan. That's why in Mayapur, all the buildings' names are Bhavan. And if Bhagavan is not there in a house, that becomes Bhavan minus Bha, Ban. That's why there is no need to go to the forest in Kali Yuga. Because we are already the forest. But not forest like Vedic ages. It's a different forest. So forest means mode of goodness. But modern forest in the form of home is in the mode of passion and ignorance. Why? Because the forest is in the mode of goodness. Forest and village, they are in the mode of goodness. Towns and cities are in the mode of passion. Clubs, brothels, pubs are in the mode of ignorance. And Prabhupada said ISKCON temples are transcendental, Vaikunthas. So our ban means our house can become a bhavan, and that also can become Vrindavan. That is the purpose. Mahaprabhu wanted our house should become Vrindavan. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Jedino grihe bhajano dekhi, grihete goloko bhai. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is singing, when I see the bhajan is going on 24 hours a day in my house, I don't see this is my house. It is Vrindavan. So therefore, the purpose of our life is to transform our house into Vrindavan. Then there is no need to go to the forest, because you are already in transcendental platform. And that is the way to perfect our life. But staying in the association of devotees is very, very important. How we can recognize that? How we started our spiritual journey? By the mercy of the devotees. Agyata Sukriti is accumulated in our life by the mercy of the devotees. I give the example, maybe in someone's past life, he or she was a mango tree. And mango was offered to the Lord. And because of that offering of that mango to the Lord, that tree got the Sukriti. Who was the cause of the Sukriti? Who will offer mango to the Lord? Devotees. Maybe one person was a cow in his or her last life. Cow milk was offered to the Lord. Because of offering of cow milk to the Lord, that cow got the Sukriti. Who is the cause of the Sukriti? Devotees. And this is the beginning of our spiritual journey. Agyata Sukriti is the cause of our spiritual journey. That's why Prabhupada has established big centers in India to facilitate the conditioned souls to accumulate Agyata Sukriti. This is the expression of their compassion. People are not interested to go to the temple, but they go to see wonderful places. They come to Mayapur, thousands and thousands of people, millions of people come. They don't come to see Radha Madhav. They come to see other things. When they come and enter into the temple, they look at the chandelier, wonderful chandelier. Very good temple. Good prasadam, good food. But when they enter into the temple, after looking at the chandelier, they see devotees are doing so many things. So they also offer obeisances, they take books, they take prasadam, they take bath in the Ganges, they associate with the devotees. What happens? Agyata Sukriti. And Rupa Goswami explains, when this Agyata Sukriti is accumulated, then he develops an attraction to associate with the sadhus. Shraddha, then sadhu sanga. That is the beginning. So we started our journey with sadhu sanga. We start our practice because of sadhu sanga. Because sadhu sanga means what? Bhajana kriya. We start our sadhana because of sadhu sanga. Then we also advance in Krishna consciousness in our sadhana bhakti, also because of sadhu sanga. Then we perfect our journey also because of sadhu sanga. Prabhupada said, advancing in Krishna consciousness without sadhu sanga is phantasmagoria, does not exist. So you cannot advance in Krishna consciousness without association of devotees. Prabhupada once told, devotees of ISKCON are pure devotees. People are so inspired, at the same time doubtful also. Pure devotee. So examples is given, there are two kinds of pure devotees, sadhaka pure devotee and siddha pure devotee. Those who are practicing pure devotional service at the level of sadhana bhakti, they are also pure devotees. But they are not pure exactly, but they are on the path of purity. That's why they are also pure devotees. But those who have become pure by attaining love of Godhead, they are also pure devotees. Siddha means perfected. Just like green mango and ripe mango. So how a green mango becomes ripe mango? Ripe mango is better option, right? Very tasty. So how a green mango can become ripe mango? Mango should be connected with the tree only. Right? So in due course of time, through that contact, green mango will become ripe mango. But in between there can be a problem. What is the problem? Storm will come. And the storm will, what will make? That mango will be disconnected from the tree. And that green mango will become rotten mango. Another variety. So 3 varieties. Green mango, ripe mango, rotten mango. So in the same way, we have green mango pure devotees, ripe mango pure devotees, and rotten devotees. So how a sadhaka will become siddha? How a green mango pure devotee will become a ripe mango pure devotee? When he is connected with the sadhus, sadhu sanga. But storm may come. And what is the form of storm? Vaishnava aparad. When we commit offenses to the Vaishnavas, that will act like a storm in our life and will be disconnected. And in due course of time, will give up the process of devotional service and will become rotten mango devotee. So those who want to become ripe mango pure devotees, they should be always in the association of devotees, serving the Vaishnavas and not offending the Vaishnavas. So we should understand the importance of sadhu sanga. It is the cause of our beginning, it is the cause of our continuation, it is the cause of our perfection, and it is also the cause of our entry in the spiritual world, and this is also the eternal association in the spiritual world also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.